This is unlocking the Cleveland Cavaliers. There is a dynamic duo that the Cavs have found since the trade deadline, and the Cleveland Cavaliers have an outstanding record when both of these guys are on the court, when both these guys are healthy. The Cleveland Cavaliers have not played a single game of basketball this season without having a player on the injury report, which I believe is the longest ever in NBA history or something like that. But two guys, when they do play, have completely advanced the Cavaliers and unlocked them. I'm Matt Palange with Cavs Digest. Thank you guys so much for joining me and bearing with me. It has been tough to post recently, but now that playoffs are around the corner, I'm going to be locked in for you guys. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so you guys can stay updated with the pregame and postgame thoughts, all the reports going into the playoffs and all that good stuff. So we're going to talk right about none other than this duo that I saw. So credit to Sleeper Cavs for this tweet. So I was scrolling social media and I saw the Cleveland Cavaliers are 11-2 when James Harden and Jarrett Allen are both playing. So we talked about this when probably around right after the trade deadline about these two because the pick and roll looks unbelievable. Jarrett Allen looked like the best offensive player, big man that he has looked since coming into the league, especially since joining the Cavaliers. We have seen a lot of upside from him in previous games, but when the Cavs got James Harden, Jarrett Allen became something completely different. He completely advanced and looked insanely good with James Harden. And I think there's multiple reasons for that. I think the big thing is that James Harden kind of is a very good passer. That's the first thing. It's hard to say he's a pass-first player, but on the Cavs, he's kind of a pass-first player for us, which we've never really had a pass-first point guard. We've always had the scoring abilities. He's the best passer the Cavs have had in a while. That's what we're going to say. Since LeBron, probably, there is no passer like James Harden on this Cavaliers team, which is why we have so much confidence in them. But just one quick thing. Before we get too far into this video is brought to you by none other than Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app and the best way to get in on the action. We'll dive into some crazy picks later, but make sure to use code DIGEST to sign up today. It helps out the channel a ton. Now, let's continue talking about Jarrett Allen and James Harden. Let's kind of look at Jarrett Allen's stats this year because he fully looked like he lied to us. We were kind of, as fans, Jarrett Allen's not going to be that good. Jarrett Allen's a problem. He's soft. All this stuff about Jarrett Allen. Boom. He has a really good season. He's been doing good so far. And since acquiring James Harden, he's only gotten better. You can kind of just see some basic metrics from Jarrett Allen. 15.4 points, 8.5 rebounds, 2 assists, and of course, as I said, 11-2 record with him and Harden. So this is going to be something that we're going to have to keep following along with as we continue on the season. Can these two stay healthy? Injuries have been a big thing. And if you guys actually saw the game recently, there was an injury report, or Jarrett Allen's recent injury report said that they are going to be benching him for management. Injury management is going to be his biggest thing now. So keep an eye on Jarrett Allen just not playing that much because of management reasons. So now let's kind of look at James Harden's stats because, of course, he was acquired at the trade deadline, and he was the big blockbuster deal for Darius Garland. 20.6 points per game, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. As I said, I do believe that he is the best passer the Cavs have had since LeBron James. I fully believe that LeBron James is one of the greatest passers of all time, but I think that James Harden completely has evolved this offense just based on the fact that you now have a guy that can facilitate and look up on the floor like none other. Lonzo Ball was supposed to be that passer that evolved the Cavs. Unfortunately, he didn't have the scoring capabilities that James Harden does, which is why James Harden fills in a good point guard role. Him and Darius Garland defensively are silly. We're not going to talk about their defense. So you don't really improve on defense. Although I do think Harden is a better defender than Darius Garland. I think he's just lazier sometimes, but it's not neither this or that. But you guys kind of get the idea of these two players' stats and what it's done for them. I mean, as I said, the Cavs have actually not played a single game without a player on the injury report, and this is where they are right now. They could arguably get up to the 3 seed. Now, for some people, they want the Cavs to stay at 4 so they can play Detroit in the second round. Evan made a video on that a little bit ago, so go check that out. But me personally, I don't care. I think that to be the best, you have to beat the best. I think the Cavs should just try to win. I think it's a stupid idea to say, oh, maybe we should lose and try to get an easier matchup. Toronto's beat us multiple times this year. I think the Cavs should really do their best to get up and play Atlanta, play Orlando or Philly. I think the Cavs handle Orlando pretty smooth. I think that they can handle Toronto and Atlanta. It just comes down to the second round. And this is what we see. Because based on matchup alone, I think the physicality of the Pistons could worry the Cavs a little bit. But I think the Knicks are the biggest threat to the Cavs based on just play style alone. So keep an eye on that. Because, to be honest, I don't think the Cavs match up well against the Knicks at all. So I think the Cavs should just try to do their best to just win games. And if you have to play New York in the second round, you have to play New York in the second round. But you have to worry about getting to the second round if you're the Cavs. And that's the biggest thing. I also want to show you guys this screenshot because this is what I was talking about. The Cavs injury reports and what it looks like for Jarrett Allen and just what it looks like for this team and what it's looked like all year long. This was the last game. Donovan Mitchell, injury management. Jarrett Allen, injury management. Thomas Bryant, injury management. Sam Merrill, injury management. Expect that a lot to end the season, guys. I know it is disappointing. I know it is very, very annoying that we have to deal with injury management. But nonetheless, you have to understand that the biggest key for the Cavs is if they can stay healthy. We've seen that last year. We've seen it this season in the regular season. We've seen it before. When the Cavs get hurt, they play bad. It's that simple. That's for any team, of course. But the Cavs, for some reason, just can't get over this Achilles heel and this boogeyman of staying healthy. And it is a little worrisome. And so we're going to keep seeing Jarrett Allen this injury management stuff, so we don't get to see that dynamic pick and roll duo of Jarrett Allen and James Harden to end the season. But it's something that has unlocked the Cavs, and it's something that we're going to keep looking out for as playoff time comes by. Just so you guys know, I fully understand what people around the NBA think about James Harden in the playoffs. I understand what Kendrick Perkins was spewing about the Cavaliers. I understand that this is what we have to deal with. We might have an infamous playoff choker as our point guard. We might have Donovan Mitchell, who's never made a conference finals. We might have Jarrett Allen, who goes soft in the playoffs. We might have Evan Mobley, who's just is soft. It's hard to just say what's going to happen to the Cavaliers in the playoffs, but we know that these two play very, very well together, so we're just going to keep an eye on those two. Now, before we wrap up, I want to talk about prize picks again because you can actually, for free, make streak picks. My pick today is John Collins going for more than 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists combined. He's playing against Portland. This looks like a good matchup for the Clippers, who after the deadline became red hot, look really, really good with Darius Garland, which is why I want to talk about John Collins. I think that he has been playing up to his potential. Remember, you can do this fully for free. So this is why I'm making this pick, because I can make this pick free, and you can continue to build up a streak every single day with one free pick. That's something fun that PrizePicks has to offer that puts them above all the other picks apps. So make sure to use the link in the top of the description and use code DIGEST to get started on PrizePicks today. But thank you guys so much for joining me here today, talking about Jarrett Allen and James Harden, kind of what they can bring to the table come playoff time. At the end of the day, it comes down to health. We'll see if the Cavs are healthy when playoffs come by, but keep an eye on the injury management. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, share this video with your friends. I'm Matt Palange. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on Cavs Digest.